If at first you don't succeed, try again. Welcome everyone to the finale of this year's Spooktacular Shelf Space. I'm your host Reflection13, and today we are looking at Tri-Rex, a fascinating addition to the already strange Animorphs Transformers line. These three from 1999 are a super class set and a combiner. But let's take a look at the individuals, starting with Cassie here. As you're going to see, none of these figures exactly have a human mode. All of them are caught in a terrifying half-state, with human features merged with reptilian ones, as well as large portions of their combined form just sticking out. Cassie, sadly, is one of the most compromised by this, with almost her entire left arm being consumed by the tail. But that being said, her articulation is quite good, with only wrist swivels and ankle tilts missing. Both the detail and paint are also fairly good as well. It's just the kibble that gets in her way. But believe it or not, I can forgive her left arm. The tail makes it seem like she has a built-in weapon and would almost be acceptable as a regular Transformer. But her right, oh, I cannot stand the beast shell parts that hang off of what would otherwise be a perfectly functional arm. And because of their placement, there is very little you can do with them. But let's not linger here longer. Onward to Marco. This one is also obviously compromised, but I feel it is somewhat more forgivable, as we still have humanoid-ish limbs. His arms are obviously beast mode legs, and very much oversized. The shoulder pauldrons are an odd choice though, considering he is not supposed to be a robot. This almost makes me wonder if they had once designed this for Beast Wars, and then changed their minds. Articulation is still decent, though the waist swivel is gone. He does have double-jointed knees though, thanks to how he morphs. He also has some interesting paint apps, though they don't do much for him, I suppose. His biggest drawback is the giant backpack, which houses all the electronics for the combined form, as well as all the major combination points for this release. But still, I think I like this one. And finally, we come to the smallest part, Jake, the leader. And this one feels the most like an actual Beast Wars Transformer, complete with a beast mode head for a chest. His actual head is positively tiny on this body, but it works in a certain way. He's also covered in joints and paintwork, most thanks to how he changes form. But they did include a waist swivel, which isn't needed for morphing, so there's that. Interestingly enough, he has weapons in the form of these teeth jawbone blades that stick out from his arms. They can even be folded back out of the way if you want. Like Cassie, he suffers from having beast shell parts sticking off of him, but it's not nearly as bad as her, considering these can actually move out of the way. But this isn't what you're here for, is it? Now it is the time for them to combine! See, unlike other Animorph figures, these three do not morph into their own animals. No! They each form a different section of a much larger beast, and thus require a more complicated process than we've seen on the figures that came before. It's also one that can be considered difficult thanks to all the panels involved, but it is still fascinating to see what they came up with here. You can still see the Transformers DNA all over it, especially if you remember when this came out. We're talking late Beast Wars, around the same time as Beast Wars Neo. When you consider that, this figure's design language makes a lot more sense. Anyway, once your labors are done, you are left with this, the Tri-Rex. A mighty Tyrannosaurus Rex, very much in the vein of Jurassic Park. And I must say, this is the selling point of the set. This beast looks fantastic. It has marvelous molded in detail and spectacular paintwork. Its tail has a whip gimmick, which just means you can push it in and it flips back into place. Articulation is superb, with all the limbs being fully posable. And most impressively, sounds. Let's just take a listen to those, if we will. We have a roar that sounds suspiciously like Godzilla and stomping. Overall, this is a terrifyingly good combiner for what it is. I'd say get it before it gets you.